Hello, agents. Welcome to the Ingress Insights podcast, hosted by PkmnTrainerJ. Ingress Insights aims to give you the latest news and updates about the Niantic Spatial game Ingress. Whether you're a veteran agent who has recursed 17 times or a brand new agent working to level 8, wondering what a fracker is, this is your place for the latest Ingress news and discussions. 2026 sees Ingress renewed under Niantic Spatial and many new campaigns to engage agents. So, plenty to discuss. Share any thoughts by checking our social media links. Now, over to Ada.
Additional intel available.
Hello, agents, and welcome to episode 161 of the Ingress Insights podcast. In this week's episode, we'll be going over a new experience that's launched using Niantic Spatial's VPS system, as well as a Niantic Spatial closure, and maybe a little bit of good news for Recon. Before I get into the main chunk of the show, I just want to give an update on my progress as well on the game. So I'm currently on my third recursion. I'm back to level 9. I've got 1,423,015 AP, where I need 1,600,000 to level up, so I should get to level 10 the next couple of days. I've been steadily progressing along with some medals on there. I've not earned any new ones recently outside of the campaign ones, but I'm sure I'll get the scout one or another one fairly soon. But that's my progress, near level 10 again, and then another 6 levels to go, and then recurse again, I suppose. Nothing else to do. Now we'll get into the Anomaly news for the Apollo series. In a few weeks, we've got the first set of Apollo Anomaly events coming up. But before we get into that, we've had a new badge added to the store. So we've recently had the Apollo Supporter Medal added. This is available for 30,800 CMU, the usual price we've got now for the Apollo badges and the general seasonal badges we get added to the store. So that comes with the Supporter Medal and 2 rare kinetic capsules. Not a lot. I remember when they used to come with 5 for that, and it was at least a little bit better. But that is now in the store, and the Ingress team have written that additional character medals will be revealed as the season progresses. So expect more to come, probably a core supporter badge release of that kind of thing now. That is the first of many, I would imagine, for the season. Something else that has changed for this Apollo season is that rather than earning the points and going through getting your Apollo badge, you now have to actually claim that via the campaign system. So you'll see you've got a campaign within your system that says Apollo rewards, redeem exclusive rewards with your Apollo tokens. So I'm on the first lot of assignments. If you 1 out of the 2 bounties, I need to do both bounties. I've done achieving 2,000 Apollo tokens. I need to then achieve 4,000 Apollo tokens to move on to the next one. And there's 5 assignments within the first one to then get me my bronze Apollo medal. Previously, it was only something you did, so you ticked up on your daily tasks, and then you were able to, or first Saturdays, have you getting the points, and they got automatically rewarded, but now you need to make sure you're claiming through those assignments and getting everything done on there. Speaking of earning the Apollo tokens through assignments, ordinarily you'd get 10 for each daily task. That has stayed the same. So you've got your 4 daily tasks on there. For example, I've got to claim 1 kinetic capsule and drone hack 1 portal to just finish mine off for the day. Usually, it's, as I say, 10 points for each of those, and you'd get additional points for claiming at least 2 and then claiming 4. Those used to be 20 each for claiming 2 and then claiming 4, so you'd get 40 from those and then 10 from each of them on there, so you'd get a total of 80, I think, or was it 60? Anyway, it was more. Now you only get 10 for claiming 2 and 10 for claiming 4, so there's a bit less on there to get, but you should eventually get the relevant Apollo Anomaly medal that you're after. I'll now move into the general Ingress news as well. For the Apollo season, one of the ways you can earn extra tokens is by attending First Saturday, and so that's what I did most recently this Saturday. I co-hosted the first Saturday event in Market Harborough in the UK, along with the Resistance leader of it, Smokeclaw. It is the second ever first Saturday event I've attended in person. So the very first one I did was a while ago back at a board game cafe that is now long since closed. And that was pre-pandemic. Things were very different in first Saturdays on there. It was lots of manually doing it. There weren't bots and things for helping out with stats. So on my side, as one of the co-hosts on it, things changed a bit. It was a lot of people checking in with a bot and then need to scan their QR code to verify they were actually there, gathering everyone up for a group photo, and then sending people off to go and do the relevant banners, go and complete the passcode challenge, which was a lot of fun going around. I completely sucked at doing the passcodes, if I'm honest. I hacked the media that had the codes in it, and then I forgot which portal it came from and what it should all go on there. But one of our agents helpfully solved it pretty quickly. It was good to go around and explore Market Harborough and get a lot of unique portals. It helped me with my Red Codex, which is still going on. It was also good to see some agents I've not seen for a little while. So I generally mostly see these people at actual events. So it's good to see them have a bit of a quick catch up. And then, of course, to know that I'll be getting my 2,500 Apollo tokens for attending the event. Checked each other in for that. So those will be coming. I'll get an extra tick on my first Saturday badge. So I think I'll be up to 25 or 26. A lot of the ones I attended were during the COVID pandemic times. So like I say, I attended one event before, and then this is my second live first Saturday event. So it's a bit different with hacking the media, getting the codes, a bit different with going around checking people in, QR codes and things like that. But it's all good. It means that it was a lot easier to give out prizes, see who'd won what and what people have been doing. So yeah, I think good time had by all, good event. Hopefully I'll organise one that's a bit closer to me at some point. But for now, the Market Harborough one was very good. I'd recommend attending your first Saturday event in your local area if you can. It's also second Sunday next weekend, so make sure you do have your missions planned out if you're going to do it via missions. Make sure you've got your scans ready to go if you're doing it by scans. Make sure however you're doing it, you're getting ready and getting prepared to go out there, do at least one of the 4 assignments to get a tick on your second Sunday medal. My second Sunday medal is currently at 15. I've not done the scans the past couple of times, unfortunately, but I should be able to get it to 24 in time. So I think 36 is a little while off for me on there, but I enjoy getting the scans and doing it on that. And then finally, for general Ingress news, the Ingress team have snuck in an additional event into the 2026 Q3 schedule. So we've got the schedule that I did run through previously. They've now added an extra mystery event. This runs from the 15th of July, 6 p.m. UTC, to the 14th of August, 6 p.m. UTC. So it means it will overlap with the Red Codex event ending on there, as well as the level 8 week. So you have that ongoing at the same time. For now, all it says, as usual, is stay prepared for new directive. Doesn't give us any hint as to what it will be, whether you can earn Apollo tokens at it or what's going to be happening, but it have been added onto there. That is about it for general Ingress news. So I'll move into the Niantic Spatial / other kind of news now. Let's kick this segment of Niantic Spatial news off with some bad news, and then we can get to some better news later on. Niantic Spatial have closed their New Zealand offices, and you may go, I didn't know that Niantic Spatial had New Zealand offices. So back in 2022 in April, the Niantic blog did put up something about this. They welcomed the creative AR studio NZXR to Niantic, and it seems that the NZXR folk went with Niantic Spatial in the split. So I'll just read out a little bit on there about who NZXR are. They wrote on their blog, NZXR has led the creation of AR first experiences for years, helping companies and brands create engaging and interactive AR apps and prototypes for mobile phones and AR headsets. Joining Niantic, the NZXR team will become integral part of the design and development of multiplayer real-world experience in AR to Niantic. Our goal has always been to create augmented reality experiences to be enjoyed by millions of people to build the technology that powers them and third-party applications, Niantic Lightship. From Ingress to Pokemon Go to Pikmin Bloom, people all around the world have come together to complete Ingress missions, catch Pokemon, collect Pikmin, and explore the world. The NZXR team will help us accelerate new kinds of AR experiences to the real-world metaverse, where our explorers can create, contribute, and interact with digital objects in a way that is persistent and shared by everyone. Obviously, that is going into the kind of VPS stuff, which Scopely now don't care about. They've stopped all their scans and everything in Pokemon Go. So it's something that obviously was just going to Niantic Spatial, and they seem to not care about it either because they've stopped the NZXR folks. So they've obviously got what they wanted out of that partnership. Whether NZXR will now go back to being their own thing, or what happens to the former staff there, I'm not sure. But they've now stopped it, and they mentioned that the team had built a lot of experiences like AR skateboarding, AR demos. One of the NZXR team did put up a demo of something they were working on with Niantic Spatial, but obviously it didn't seem to see the light of day, unfortunately. Then moving into some other news, this is something I did cover when it was announced. So for America's 250th birthday, the team at Sugar Creative have worked with Niantic Spatial to make 2 AR experiences called Echoes of Revolution. So you can do Echoes of Revolution in New York and Echoes of Revolution in Lower Manhattan. Sorry, I'm getting confused. So you can do it in downtown Boston and Lower Manhattan. The experiences won't work unless you're in those locations. You can still download the apps. It will just tell you you're not there, so you can't do anything. They note that Echoes of Revolution is a free augmented reality experience for mobile device available in 2 cities to mark the 250th anniversary of American independence. In each city, players explore the real streets where revolutionary history happened, using the world of Assassin's Creed 3 to see the past brought to life around them. The memories can be played in any order for around 90 minutes in total per city. Niantic Spatial has been doing this via using their VPS system so that things can be scanned on there and you get the memories that come up and everything like that. The team behind it have clarified that it will be available only for 2 years from launch with ongoing content, and that there may be other cities included in future. So it launched in July 2026, so it will end in July 2028. So you play it whilst you can if you're visiting the area and see what you can get through on there. And I assume after that it will no longer be available. And then finally, just a bit of news about Recon. So I don't know about all of you, but I'm noticing that I'm running out of photos for the Niantic Spatial team to approve. I've added new portals on there. I think I've got nothing left in the queue. I can't check it because I can't log into OPR/Recon to see what's going on. But it looks like, from what others have said as well, they are reaching the end of the photo review queue. Whether they move on to title and description edits next, whether they move on to nominations, whether we're getting close to the portal queue being reopened again and being able to submit portals, that would be very nice, but yet to be seen. It does look like it's all moving in the right direction though, so maybe Recon back before the end of the year, Brian. That would be great if you could tell us what's happening with it after months of nothing. Anyways, that's all from me, folks, so hope you have a great Sunday. Happy hacking, and speak with you again soon. Hello, agents. Hope you're happily hacking away whilst I interrupt this podcast. I want to talk for a second about the TeePublic store that I run for Ingress Insights, which is over at teepublic.com/user/ingress-insights. I have been putting up quite a lot of new designs lately, which can get on socks, shirts, mugs, tote bags, to name just a few things. So for May, I've added quite a few designs on there. Some have sold already. So there's one which is a Kinetic Capsules shirt, showing an image of 2 Kinetic Capsules saying, I don't want to be outside, but these Kinetic Capsules aren't going to walk themselves, which I've seen already sell. One with a Quantum Capsule on with like a blurring on it to show that Echo still remain of the Quantum Capsule. There's also one featuring a Hypercube, which I was watching a certain film and then thought of it on there. It says phenomenal cosmic power ETBT cube for the Hypercube. And then the final 2 new ones that I've uploaded this month is one with a heatsink saying, why would you only hack a portal once? And then finally, one saying only keys, showing the speed glyph on there, because obviously you only get keys with that speed glyph. Anytime new items get added to the Bulk store, they are discounted for 2 days. So you can get them, for example, instead of £19, it's £13 for a shirt. Again, there's discounts on whatever you're getting on there for those 2 days because it's a brand new design. So I would ask that you do check it out from time to time. If there's a design that grabs you on there, or if you think there's something that is changing on design, do let me know. Finally, I'm trying to increase the visibility of the podcast on Apple Podcasts. So if you do listen on that service and you have a few moments spare, I would appreciate if you rate it and then leave me any feedback on there. That's it for this advert. I'll let you get back to your regular scheduled podcast now. Thank you, agents, for listening to the latest episode of the Ingress Insights podcast. If you'd like to support the podcast, you can do that in a couple of ways. So the easiest way to support the podcast is via Patreon. So you can find at patreon.com/Ingress Insights. And there's a free tier, a $1 a month tier, whatever that is in your local currency, and a $5 a month tier. You can check out what benefits those come with on the Patreon. One other thing you can do that's totally free that helps out a lot is rating the podcast on your podcast service of choice. So where you can leave a rating or leave comments, that always helps increase visibility. And then finally, you can follow us on various social media channels. We use most of them, but the best one to follow us on now is Blue Sky. So that's just ingressinsights.bsky.social. Search for Ingress Insights on Blue Sky, you'll find us on there. Finally, sharing the podcast with friends, family, other agents who want to listen and get updates, so it helps out and helps get interviews with various Ingress people or other game-related people to then increase visibility more. So anything you can do from those is great. Thanks again for listening, agents. Have a great day.
Intel package transferred.